Welcome to Today at Keeneland for this Saturday, April 10th, an 11-race card. More Grade 1 action today with the Grade 1 Coolmore Jenny Wiley. Gabby, we've got the Ben Ally as well as the Stone Street Lexington, an opportunity for 3-year-olds to pick up some Derby points here, not too far out from the first Saturday in May. It is a bet on the wet side, but it's been a light rain so far here in Lexington.
So far, but it is expected to rain throughout the afternoon. So handicap accordingly. We can't fool Mother Nature, Scott. So handicap accordingly. The turf course is going to have some moisture in it, some excellent turf racing today. Main track will have some moisture in it as well. Just have to adjust. As
of right now, well, this was as of 10 minutes ago, fast and firm conditions, but we're still, an hour and a half away from first post, and it is continuing to rain, so that is subject to change. But as of now, fast and firm for this 11-race card. We'll get into what we've looked back at yesterday, but today not only do we have these stakes races, Gabby, but we've got 3 pick 4 opportunities, and all stakes pick 4 late in the card, then a late pick 4, which starts one race later, and now going back to yesterday, Toby's Heart dazzled in the TVG Limestone Turf for the connections of Brian Lynch. And in the Grade 1 Maker's Mark Mile, Raging Bull finally coming through with a Grade 1 here at Keeneland Racecourse.
He finally did it. I've been high on that horse for quite some time, and he's kind of disappointed me in the past. I didn't really like him yesterday, but he pulled through. And when you look back at the race, Scott, he was a true Grade 1 turf miler. There are a couple of horses who are starting to improve, some horses that probably prefer longer distances too, but his class prevailed. It was a really exciting race, and I thought Toby's Heart, that race was really exciting as well.
In the Maker's Mark Mile, that Grade 1 25th running, Raging Bull earned a 105 buyer, so a very fast buyer here yesterday at Keeneland.
How many times has Chad Brown won that race?
That's his first time.
That was his first time yesterday. I thought so.
Yeah, he'd taken several swings, and several of them with Raging Bull, and he finally broke through yesterday for a horse that broke his maiden in his first career start right here at Keeneland Racecourse, Raging Bull. All right, we told you that it's raining, but let's get the official word from WKYT on this afternoon's weather.
Hey, race fans, meteorologist Adam Burson here in the WKYT First Alert Weather Center. We are going to be watching some storm threats out there at Keeneland for this afternoon. Won't be all day long, becoming especially a little more isolated by the evening hour. So some races still should get in, but could be some sloppy conditions. Temperatures, though, into the 70s. Otherwise, have a great Saturday and happy race day.
All right, so that's encouraging because over the course of this week prior to today, it looked like it was going to rain a lot more. The last time I checked our Keeneland Uber Doppler 12,000 radar, Gabby, it said 0.4 of an inch today. So that's what our equipment's telling us. Handicappers picks for the entire card, Gabby and I, presented by TVG. Let's tee them up. There they are. 11 races today. We're going to keep you late into the evening, early evening here at Keeneland Racecourse, and it's well worth it with the quality of horses that will be competing today.
So we only agree in 2 races, the Giants Causeway Race 8. We both agree on the number 1 Into Mystic, and we also agree in Race 10 on the program, the Grade 1 Jenny Wiley. You and I both landed on the 3 Juliet Foxtrot. But beyond that, it's wide open. A lot of colors on that screen right now.
If you want to check these out, download the Keeneland Race Day app on your iPhone, your Android, your tablet, your iPad, and you can check out our selections as well as write-ups on each and every one of these races from a host of other handicappers as well. And give us a follow on social media, at Keeneland Racing on Twitter, at Keeneland on Facebook, Instagram, some great pictures there at Keeneland, and the Watch TVG app. We reference that because there is the ability to watch Today at Keeneland each and every day on TVG2. And if you don't have TVG2 on your cable or satellite provider, you can bring it into your home via the Watch TVG app. Download it on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Apple TV. Get both networks as well as the TVG Racebook, which essentially creates a racebook atmosphere in your home, and also on-demand content as well. So Watch TVG app, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV. Download it right now, and all you have to do is log in with your TVG account. All right, let's dive into the stakes races, and there are plenty of them today, and we'll start with the feature, the Grade 1 Coolmore Jenny Wiley. It is race number 10, part of this all-stakes pick 4, which we'll get into later on in the show. A field of 6 with some recognizable names in here. Michelin, the 2-1 morning line favorite for Godolphin and Mike Stidham.
It was a great job by Mike Stidham to get her prepared off the lengthy layoff. Her last race was in the QE2 right here at Keeneland the start prior to, where she finished second to Harvey's Little Goyle. So she's a 3/4 of a length away from being a Grade 1 winner. I think she deserves to be a Grade 1 winner, and maybe today is the day. But the one thing about this race, and I know you'll get into it, kind of seems like a paceless race other than Juliet Foxtrot. And
that's why I landed there. I think that she'll have the jump on these fillies, and she's got the ability to keep on going. She's my top selection. Now 6-year-old mare who has just been so consistently good since arriving here in the United States. She's raced 3 times at Keeneland. She's hit the board each and every time. She was 3rd in this race last summer with the rescheduled stakes races during the 5-day summer meet behind Rushing Fall, a 2-time winner of the Coolmore Jenny Wiley and a future Hall of Famer, in my opinion. And Juliet Foxtrot, we last saw her finish 3rd in the Grade 1 Matriarch, a mile. Much different pace scenario than what she's going to be facing here today, and she had to go fast to hold off those runners, and eventually she was caught. But let's go back to her Pimlico race. She cut yielding ground. Maybe it's going to. I would be surprised if it's firm by the time we get to the Grade 1 Coolmore Jenny Wiley this afternoon. So we know that she can handle some cut in the ground, and the competition not quite as stiff as what she's going to face here today. But this is what she was able to do over a turf course with some give in it. It was yielding. She wins by a length, and she exerts her class over this group. So it just every single time that she's been led over by Brad Cox and for Juddmonte Farm, she's shown up. And she's had some of the best riders in North America aboard, from Florent Giroux to Mike Smith and Tyler Gaffleone. Tyler rides her for the first time since the Distaff Turf Mile at Churchill back during Derby weekend in September of 2020. But you hit the nail on the head with the pace, and I think she gets the jump on Michelin. You've got to respect. You'll include her on the ticket, I'm sure. She's the 1 horse. She's my second selection. And then Tama here, the number 2 horse, another one for Chad Brown. This is a filly that was only beaten 2.5 lengths in the Grade 1 Matriarch, just behind Juliet Foxtrot. And prior to that, she won the Grade 2 Sands Point. Chad Brown has won this race 4 times, including winning it the last 3 years, 2 of those coming with Rushing Fall. So Chad Brown has dominated the Coolmore Jenny Wiley as of late, and he's got an opportunity to do it again.
Well, Scott, again, you and I see this race very similarly. Same picks across the board, 3-1-2, and I just see it as Juliet Foxtrot being the pace setter, the lone speed in here. I actually go back to the Matriarch last time out, Grade 1 at Del Mar, and we'll show you that race where she kind of opened up on the field by about 2 lengths, and those were fast fractions. I know it's a fast course at Del Mar or Santa Anita. Whenever you're talking about turf racing at Santa Anita, you're going to see fast fractions. But she went 22-3, 45-3, 109-1. She just went way too fast, and it was unfortunate that she lost by a half length in that event. When you look at some of her other performances, Scott, she's been unfortunate to, number 1, go against some really nice fillies and mares, and number 2, go against faster horses. A case in point was her race in the Distaff Turf Mile at Churchill Downs a couple starts ago, where she had to chase the legs of Newspaper of Record. Again, a really fast race. I don't see anybody that can run with her in here, so today might be her lucky day to get the job done on the front end. Michelin, I mentioned her performance last time out was excellent. I just don't know if the pace is going to come back to her. And then Tama Hare, Chad sends out 2, and I won't be surprised when he wins this race. You mentioned his dominance in this race over the course of the past several years. 4-time winner of this race. He's won this race the past 3 years, twice with Rushing Fall and once with Sister Charlie. And I'm not saying these are 2 very nice horses he enters in, but they're a far cry from horses like Rushing Fall and Sister Charlie. So that's why I thought that this race could maybe open up to another trainer other than Chad Brown this year.
They're a far cry now because they're just getting started. So
yes.
Let's give them an opportunity. I will say that, not trying to poo-poo what you're saying there, but yeah, they have yet to do what they've done, but they are just really getting going here in the United States for Chad Brown, these 2 fillies that he sends forward in the Grade 1 Coolmore Jenny Wiley. All right, that's our opinion. Let's find out more about Michelin. Here's Tom Leach.
With trainer Michael Stidham, who has horses in 2 of the stakes races. Let's start with Michelin in the Grade 1 Coolmore Jenny Wiley. How has she changed, improved from 3 to 4?
Well, we gave her just a little freshening. She was healthy, but we just figured we'd freshen her for the spring and summer with the good turf racing. Came back in the Hillsborough at Tampa and just really impressed me. I didn't think I had her really cranked 100%, and she went out there and beat a really good field of fillies. So since then, she's had a couple good works, and her last work was a really nice work going into this race.
Always a big plus when you know they like this course, too.
Absolutely. She ran here in the Queen Elizabeth and ran a really game second. So it is a big plus to have already run well on this course.
Let's talk about Proxy in the Grade 3 Stone Street, Lexington. He has trained here in a really sharp work, right?
His last work was a 46-4 bullet, and we weren't really looking for that, but he went out there and really seemed to be comfortable on the track and had a great work.
He's just had a lot of bad luck in racing luck, right?
He's made some of his own luck. He's been one of those horses that's kind of paying too much attention to the things around him instead of moving forward. But he's very talented colt, and we're looking to get him a Grade 3 stakes win here tomorrow.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
And taking a look at those two runners, they're both from the first dam. Keep that in mind, Gabby. Michelin from Panny Raid, that stakes winner, as is Proxy. So half brother, half sister going to be competing here today. And they got a big opportunity to win both of these races. So good luck to Mike Stidham and his operation and Godolphin here today. And let's dive into race number 9, the Grade 3 Stone Street Lexington Stakes. $200,000 is on the line. This race also part of the All Stakes Pick 4, also part of the late Pick 4, which there are two essentially late Pick 4s today. Scratch out Ultimate Badger and Proxy. He's done the most. I mean, he's yet to win in one of these stakes races, but you can't knock a horse coming into this kind of company who's been second in the Lecomte, the Risen Star, and most recently fourth in the Louisiana Derby when they decided to add blinkers. And that was Johnny Velasquez, his suggestion after riding him in the Risen Star.
Well, because if you've not seen him in the afternoon, Scott, you would understand why Johnny Velasquez might have suggested the blinkers. And Mike Stidham touched on it in the interview, too. He's just sometimes acts like a little boy in the afternoon. He's sometimes acts like the typical tappet that sometimes we see. So sometimes he lets his mind get in the way of his true potential, his true talent. But I at least like the fact that he's been here for a couple of weeks and he has that nice sharp workout here locally.
I'm going to take a swing against him. I will put him in my top 3. He'll be my second choice. But I'm going to go to the number 2 horse, Swift Shore, for Steve Asmussen and Sienna Farm. This is an Uncle Mo colt who has won both of his starts, one at Fairgrounds, one at Oaklawn, both sprinting, comes out of a live race, beat a nice horse in Sir Wellington last time out, and he stopped the clock in 110 flat and then 110-1 in his most recent start. We'll roll it back at Oaklawn Park. These are straightforward victories in which this colt is putting together. He's beating big fields as well, beating 9 other competitors in his debut, and same can be said in this race. And so they're going to take their shot here today. And if it doesn't work out, Steve's going to have another nice 3-year-old to point towards the chick laying on Preakness weekend that he's done so well in getting the right 3-year-old to there and excelling. But he's got the pedigree to go on. He's by Uncle Mo, who has made such an impact on these Derby-type horses and Oaks-type horses that you've got to take that shot. And it comes here today. The timing is perfect. If he runs big, perhaps they look at the Preakness. You've got Irad Ortiz Jr. in the saddle. You've got a good price here at 5-1. I respect Proxy. He's my second choice. But today's the day to go with Swift Shore to try to get that price, because if he runs big, it's going to be a while before you see it again. And then the number 3 horse, Bezos, who's 8-1 on the morning line. This is a horse. I've told this story before, Gabby. I was in Nevada on Super Bowl weekend when he was getting set to debut on February 7th. I went to one of the local sports books, and I was going to see what his price was, and I did see what his price was because I was getting money together to put a pretty decent future bet on Bezos before he'd even started. He was 12-1 before he'd even raced. That's how much hype was around Bezos this year. And so he didn't run well on debut. You can see it right there. He was 60 cents on the dollar. But his subsequent start, he wins by 4.5 lengths going around a ground. As you pointed out yesterday in your discussion with Sky Racing, Baffert rarely sends horses here. This, to me, looks like an opportunity to get him a good race here, a stiff race here against stakes quality competition, and then focus on the Preakness.
Yeah, Bezos, and to kind of talk more about that, Baffert has only started 6 horses at Keeneland over the past several years outside of Breeders' Cup weekend, which obviously he comes with a load of horses. But 2 of them collected. He won this race back in 2016, and West Coast, he finished 2nd in this race in 2017. So when he shows up, he brings the good ones. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is a prep race for maybe even the Preakness for Bezos. I mean, we'll see. But he is such a massive horse, Scott, that I'm not surprised he didn't really run that well first out. He looks like a horse that will develop. Okay, so I did go to the 7 Proxy. I don't see any horse who has already run 2 turns that is faster than he is. We'll show you his race 2 starts back, in which he finished 2nd to Mandaloun. And this was a day that he kind of broke a little awkwardly. He was bumped out of the gate, and then he ran on late. Mandaloun, of course, just had the jump on him. You can see him finishing under Flaunt Giroux in the Juddmonte Silks. And then in the Godolphin Silks, towards the outside, he's just kind of slowly grinding. And it's difficult for horses like this to win at the fairgrounds. I know a lot of people say, well, it's such a long stretch, it should set up for closers. That's never been the case on the main track at the fairgrounds. You want to be forwardly placed. And I just think he had a hard time of it. So Proxy will be the top pick. I agree with you with Swiftsure. If a horse is going to beat him, it's probably that horse for Steve Asmussen. I'm curious to see how fast the pace is, because it could be a quick pace with the 2 inside runners stretching out from sprint distances to the 2 turns today. And then my wise guy horse in here is the 6 Hockey Dad, just because I like to see the progression that he's made in his last couple of starts. I know majority of his career has been against Calbreds, but his last race, I think, was encouraging. And I think he could maybe take a step forward for trainer Doug O'Neill. And he has 2 turns experience, so I think if the pace falls apart, he'll be sitting in the catbird seat. So that's how I saw this race with Proxy on top.
It's a good race. It's one of the better Stone Street Lexingtons that I think that we've personally got a chance to see firsthand. There are some really nice, it's not discounting what we've seen in years past, but these are some really nice colts that have some potential to surface on the Derby Trail, on the Preakness Trail, whatever it may be. Let's go to race number 7, the Ben Ali, Grade 3 company, 4 and up, 1 mile and an eighth, just a field of 5, but some recognizable names. You got Night Ops, Silver Dust, Beau Luminaire. You'll introduce us to him in just a bit, the 5-year-old gelding Gabby. But Night Ops, I couldn't get past his just consistent resume. He's won 20, or he's raced 20 times. He's won 6 times. He's been beaten by Silver State, who's developed into a nice handicap horse for Steve Asmussen in his last 2. He won the Cornhusker, which will roll back right now. This is back in July at Prairie Meadows at this distance of 1 mile and an eighth. And I think he gets the same sort of pace here today. The pace was faster in his mile and 16th races, not quite as fast here today. And the stamina is there for this 5-year-old son of Warrior's Reward. Javier Castellano just rode him last time out. He rode him in the Oaklawn Handicap last season. He's going to be the favorite. He deserves to be the favorite. I think that this is his day to pick up a victory at Keeneland Racecourse. The second choice on the outside, the 5, Silver Dust, another Warrior. Here's a Brett Calhoun 7-year-old gelding who you've got to respect. I think he needs to be into the race. Hopefully, if you're backing him, Adam Beschizza maybe can get him on the lead in this spot. And then finally, the 2-horse Treasure Trove, one that can lay back and make a run at him. Stamina is his thing. He comes out of 2-mile, mile-and-a-half type races in there. But the race goes through Night Ops, the Ben Ali. But you like Beau Luminaire, a 5-year-old gelding who comes off of a win at Turfway.
The key to this race is the fact that it is a small field, Scott. And my problem with Night Ops is not necessarily his consistency and his form. He just seems like a grinder. He needs everything to go his way, and those horses have a hard time in short fields. So the one Beau Luminaire, I think, is very versatile, could probably even send from the inside under Luis Saez. Now, that's not what he did last time out with Florent Giroux. There were about 5 horses that wanted the lead going into the first turn. He patiently took back, and in the end, it proved to be the right move, despite it being it was a contentious pace, but it wasn't that fast of a pace. And you can see this horse closing on to win easily in the end. Florent didn't really have to ask him in the last 16th of a mile, ears pricked to the wire. So I thought that was a really nice prep race for this race. And when you look at his back form, he's been capable of being on the lead, or at least forwardly placed. So now that he's paired with Luis Saez at this 1 1/8 distance, I really think that he's going to be on the lead and go from the rail, and that could pose as a problem for the 3 Night Ops. The 4 Sprawl, the class is there, and I like the fact that he had one race recently to set him up for here, but he just has no speed. He has less speed than Night Ops. So those are two horses that I think the class is there. I just don't think they'll get the right setup.
That is the Ben Ali. Let's move on to the Clocker Report. Let's back it up to race number 3 in the first of the 2 in the Clocker Report, and it's Turn Again Tide, the number 6 horse in the third race for trainer Brad Cox and Irad Ortiz Jr. Worked 47-2, and Big Local Breeze looks plenty fit, stable 22% off of a lengthy layoff, and then move over to race number 4, the number 2 horse Ethical Judgment, Javier Castellano for Brendan Walsh, and Honor Code Colt could be ready for a big effort off the bench, gets Lasix, and Johnny V. That should read Javier Castellano, according to the program that I've got here. But those are the 2 to focus in on the Clocker Report as the rain picks up here just behind us in the paddock and obviously the surrounding area as well. All right. As mentioned, 3 pick 4 opportunities, early pick 4, all stakes pick 4, late pick 4. You've got pick 5s, and you've got guarantees as well. The guarantee today is on the all stakes pick 4, Gabby. $300,000 guaranteed, presented by TVG, and you dive in first.
Let's do it. Starts with the grade 1 Ben Ali in race 7. I used the 1, 3, and the 4. Again, mentioning that Beau Luminary, I think, could be the speed from the inside, but the 2 class horses in there are the 3 Night Ops and the 4 Sprawl. Race 8, the Giants Causeway. As much as I love Intimistic, we don't really know what kind of turf conditions we're going to get come race time, so I wanted to use several horses in there with the 1, 3, 6, and the 10. Race 9 is the Stone Street Lexington, using the 2, 6, and the 7 Swiftsure, the 6 Hockey Dad, my long shot, and the 7 Proxy, leaving out Bezos in there. And then the 10th race is the grade 1 Coolmore Jenny Wiley, using just the 1 and the 3 Michelin and the 3 Juliet Foxtrot, kind of going with the play that Michelin is the class of the field, but Juliet Foxtrot could have the tactical advantage. $36 play.
I will go 2 deep in the first leg, the Ben Ali, and Night Ops and Silver Dust are the 2. The one thing I wonder about Beau Luminary, is when did this race surface on their radar? It's a short field. Obviously, they had to work to get some of these horses in here. Did they go to Rudy Brisset and say, hey, look, there's an opportunity here for you to have an opportunity to maybe hit the board? So that's the one thing that worries me with a horse like Beau Luminary, because he just did race on March 27th. As far as race number 8, the Giants Causeway Stakes, I'll go 4 deep into Mystic and her class, In Good Spirits, and her recent good races. The number 3 horse, LZ, and her speed. This is a filly that blew up the tote board back in the fall with Chris Hartman putting her out in the front end, and nobody could catch her, 47-1, and she has not missed a beat since. You have to respect her. And then on the outside, the number 10 horse, that is Jakarta for Mike Maker. She's another one that's got speed. She might be the one to try to hook LZ in this race. Race number 9, this is the grade 3 Stone Street Lexington, 1, 2, 3, and 7. Richie Baltus with Noble Reflection. He broke his maiden at Oaklawn. I think they avoid Concert Tour today instead of going in that direction in the grade 1 Arkansas Derby. And Baltus has made some good calls here this season in 2021. You've got to respect him at 15-1, in my opinion, in the Stone Street Lexington. And then finally, in the grade 1 Coolmore Jenny Wiley, the inside 3 Michelin, Tamahir, and Juliet Foxtrot. $48 investment, $300,000 guarantee on the All Stakes Pick 4 presented by TVG today. Let's dive into our best segments for this Saturday at Keeneland Racecourse. And Gabby, you'll start us off with the Giants Causeway, where Intimistic is the morning line favorite.
Baltus horse is sneaky. I would definitely include him in the pick 4. I thought about that long and hard. Okay, race 8, the Giants Causeway. Intimistic. She is the mare to beat. And I'll take us back to her race last year here at Keeneland in the fall. How exciting was this race? This one might have been one of the best races of the fall meeting here at Keeneland, because it just came down to 2 classy horses between Intimistic and, of course, multiple grade 1 winner and Got Stormy. You can see Got Stormy making her closing run from off of the pace, and unfortunately, this was a heartbreaker for trainer Brendan Walsh. It looked like she was home, and unfortunately Got Stormy got up just in the nick of time. She always knows where the finish line is, but I thought that was a superb race, and this mare, she's been known to run on any type of surface. She's not She's okay on the dirt, but she's a better turf horse, so I can understand why she lost last time out. I think she'll be able to turn the tables on LZ. So she, of course, is the horse that is my best angle of the day. I'm going to key her in an exacta over the 2, 3, 6, 7, and the 10.
I'm going to go to race number 6. This is a route race on the dirt, Two Other Than Company, $62,500 optional tag in here. And let's go right back to the playback on West Will Power, the 2-1 favorite. West Will Power just finished second to Attachment Rate at Gulfstream Park at the end of February. And Attachment Rate was just recently third in the Commonwealth behind Flagstaff, a top sprinter, last Saturday here at Keeneland Racecourse. So you've got to respect what he has done here as of late. And he's a horse that picked off 2 wins in a row to kick off his career. He's had in-the-money finishes in his last 2. Give me 10 across on West Will Power in race number 6. My best angle, I think most likely winner of the day, truthfully, is West Will Power in race number 6. Tom Leach is going to swing for the fences with his long shot play of the day yet again, and he's going to do it here in just about an hour's time with race number 1. We'll start the day with start of the early pick 5 with a 40,000 claimer going 6.5 on the main track. He's got Groove Daddy, who's 12-1 on the morning line for Neil Pessin, Lothenbach Stables, Brian Hernandez Jr. Nothing wrong with a horse that just won his last race, and he did so at a short price. Moves up on a convincing win, has won at Keeneland. He's 1 for 3 here, so consider Grove Daddy just past the top of the hour. 1:05 is post time for the opener. Another big day, Gabby. Looking forward to it. These are some good races. I'm excited about the Coolmore Jenny Wiley, but really excited about the Stone Street Lexington.
Me too. And if you're coming out, make sure you bring your umbrella, rain boots, raincoat, and have fun today.
11 races, 3 pick 4s today, and all stakes pick 4 guaranteed at $300,000 by TVG. For Gabby, I'm Scott and the entire team here on Today at Keeneland. Enjoy another Grade 1 Saturday here in Central Kentucky.
When it comes to hybrid technology, nobody has more hybrid models than Toyota. From the Prius, the hybrid that started it all, to America's best-selling car, Camry, and best-selling SUV, RAV4, to the first-ever Corolla hybrid, the new best-in-class Highlander hybrid, and now the first-ever Sienna hybrid minivan, and Venza, the first exclusively all-wheel drive hybrid. They all come with a new 10-year, 150,000-mile battery warranty. Nobody knows hybrids like Toyota. Let's go places.
Lady Aurelia down the centre in the white and green colours is going away at the end.
Rachel's Valentina runs at her and takes the lead.
Respect the law. He's earned it. A Grade 1 winning juvenile.
'Tis the law, pops the cork in the champagne.
A classic winning 3-year-old.
'Tis the law is gonna win the first leg of the Triple Crown.
5 triple-digit buyers.
Respect the law, 'tis the law.
The best son of Red Hot Sire Constitution.
He's left the others behind. He's gonna win the Run Happy Travers.
'Tis the law, new to Coolmore America.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Keeneland Racecourse. At this time, we ask that you would please rise in tribute to our national anthem. Keeneland is proud to recognize Claudia Jacobs from Mutuals as the Employee of the Day. Claudia, congratulations.
In the event of an emergency, Keeneland is dedicated to ensuring the safety of our patrons. This video illustrates the proper evacuation protocol from all locations in the Keeneland Grandstand facility. Depending on the nature of the emergency, directions may be altered. Please remain calm and follow the direction of guest services and security personnel. Patrons should never use elevators during an evacuation. Patrons in the corporate boxes, Eclipse Room, and Phoenix Room should exit using the stairway located near Elevator A. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and veer right to exit through the lower club entrance. Patrons in the Lafayette Room, Keeneland Room, Lexington Room, and Kentucky Room should exit using the stairway located near Elevator B. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and exit through the paddock area using the East Gate. Patrons in the third floor main clubhouse and clubhouse paddock dining rooms should exit using the stairway located near Elevator A. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and veer right to exit through the lower club entrance. Patrons in the Bluegrass Room and third floor ITW area should exit using the stairway located near Elevator B. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and exit through the paddock area using the East Gate. Patrons in the Finish Line Room and Green Room should exit using the stairway leading to the North Terrace. Proceed down the stairs to the second level and through the doors outside. Proceed down the stairs to the ground level and exit through the North Gate. Patrons in the outside reserved grandstand seats and boxes should proceed down the nearest stairway to the ground level. Proceed under the grandstand towards the paddock area and exit via the nearest point of exit, the South Gate or the East Gate. Patrons in the second floor main clubhouse dining room and Life Members Room should exit using the stairway on the south side of the administrative offices. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and exit through the South Gate. Patrons in the second floor clubhouse paddock dining room and clubhouse tavern should exit using the stairway located near Elevator A. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and veer right to exit through the lower club entrance. Patrons in the mezzanine bar and second floor ITW area should exit using the stairway located near Elevator B. Proceed down the stairs to the ground floor and exit through the paddock area using the East Gate. Patrons in the sports bar and cantina should exit through the doors leading to the North Terrace. Proceed down the stairs to the ground level and exit through the North Gate. Patrons in the lower club, clubhouse lawn, club lobby, and director's room should proceed toward the clubhouse parking lot using the nearest point of exit. Patrons in the gift shop should proceed toward the South Gate using the nearest point of exit. Patrons in the apron area should proceed under the grandstand towards the paddock area and exit via the nearest point of exit, the South Gate or the East Gate. Patrons in the equestrian room and first floor Brats and Brew should proceed towards the North Terrace and exit through the North Gate. Patrons in the paddock area and North Terrace should proceed toward the nearest point of exit, the South Gate, East Gate, or North Gate. After evacuating the facility, please remain calm and follow the direction of guest services and security personnel in the safest route to return to your vehicle. Thank you for your attention and cooperation.
They're off. Predetermined off the step slowly. There goes Zebra Cake for the lead, and Payo Princess moves up quickly down to the inside. Payo Princess now takes the lead down next to the rail. Zebra Cake goes second. Kiss Theory is third. Predetermined moves up 2 spots from last into fourth against the rail, now challenging for third, 2 lengths off the lead. Cardio Version next to last into the far turn. Clearly Smashing is at the back, just over 5 lengths from the front as they enter the turn. Opening quarter went in 23.01 seconds. Payo Princess against the rail leads it by just a neck. Zebra Cake second, draws alongside the leader now. They're matching strides midway on the far turn. Then a gap of 3.5 lengths. Predetermined being asked to run a little harder now from third, trying to catch the top 2, starts to cut into the margin. Predetermined is within a length and a half, now a length of the top pair, and Predetermined swinging wide to join them off the turn and pokes ahead in front, now leads at a half length. Predetermined has taken over and opens up in the blink of an eye by 4 lengths clear. Zebra Cake second, Payo Princess third. Kiss Theory runs toward the rail in fourth, but Predetermined the leader in the final furlong. Predetermined a 5-length advantage at the 16th pole, back to Zebra Cake, and then Kiss Theory to the inside of Payo Princess. No catching. Predetermined wins the opener for Luis Saez. It was Zebra Cake home second, Kiss Theory third, and Payo Princess was fourth. Circle for Keeneland's first race, one Predetermined, owned by the Donnemeyer Farm of Myra Ball, trained by Ben Colebrook, Luis Saez the jockey. And they're off. There goes Flauto. Corey Lannery wants Flauto to go right out and grab that lead, and Flauto responds and gets to the front, heading into the first turn. Kizzy B comes away in second on the outside. Closet Shopper, third down toward the inside as they move midway on the turn. Honor Hop is fourth toward the outside, 3 lengths off the early leader. And then maybe later, Norma Jean B, White-Winged Dove against the rail at the back, running nearly 8 lengths off the early lead as the leader hits the backstretch, and that is Flauto. Flauto on top 3/4 of a length. Kizzy B second by 2 lengths. Honor Hop goes third, a length and a half. Maybe later, fourth by a head outside of Closet Shopper in fifth. Gap of 2 more. Norma Jean B next to last. White-Winged Dove is the trailer. 23.13 seconds, the time for that opening quarter. Flauto continues to lead. But Kizzy B applies mild pressure from the outside. Less than a length separate the top two. Honor Hop is third on the far outside. Closet Shopper moves up fourth down toward the rail, 2.5 lengths off the lead, and is joined there by maybe later to the outside, 47.57 seconds for the opening half mile. Norma Jean B, White Winged Dove at the back. Midway on the far turn, Flauto, Kizzy B, 1-2, and neck separates them. And Honor Hop is third up on the outside, a length and a half off the front pair. Closet Shopper looking toward the inside in fourth, 2 lengths off the lead. Maybe later has to angle wide, 5 from the front. Top of the short stretch here. Kizzy B has the lead. Maybe later goes to second. 3 lengths between those top two. White Winged Dove tries to get on track to the grandstand side and is coming from fourth to third to second. Closet Shopper runs toward the rail. White Winged Dove, though, is striding forward from the outside as they come down to the line. White Winged Dove with that rally gets up to win it by a length and a half for Junior Alvarado.
Grand Motion had her ready today.
Keeneland second race, the Whitney Julep Cup. 2, White Winged Dove, owned by Flaxman Holdings Limited of Christoph Klim, trained by Grand Motion. Junior Alvarado is the jockey. White Winged Dove, a 4-year-old filly by Caraconti out of Aruna by Mr. Greeley, bred in Kentucky by Flaxman Holdings. And they're off. There goes El Kabong out for the lead. Seminole Beach away second. Here's 911 Turbo moving up into the second position now as they move under the line for the first time. It is El Kabong in front. El Kabong shows the way early for Luis Saez. Shlevakti moves up on the outside into second, around the outside of 911 Turbo, who shuffled back into third. Jimmy Dan fourth. Hardison a wide fifth. Seminole Beach will save ground to the inside in sixth. POTUS between that pair is in seventh position. Snow's Island is eighth against the rail. And there's Absam along that one from ninth on the outside, moving up to take eighth now. Further back, Sergeant Strawberry Trails opening quarter went in 23.69 seconds. Onto the backstretch they go. Shlevakti from the outside has the lead by a half length. El Kabong is second by just a length. And then comes 911 Turbo, who is right there toward the rail, tries to find a little running room between horses. Nothing doing yet. Jimmy Dan keeps him pinned down to the inside. Hardison joins that pair far outside from the fifth position. POTUS is in sixth. Absam is seventh, nearly 8 lengths off the lead over to the far turn now. And then Seminole Beach, Sergeant Strawberry, Snow's Island at the back. It was 48.19 seconds the time for the opening half mile. Shlevakti from the outside, El Kabong to the inside. They're matching strides for the lead around the far turn. Jimmy Dan third on the outside by just a head. And 911 Turbo is toward the inside fourth. Here's Absam angling wide at the quarter pole in fifth, still 6 lengths from the lead though. El Kabong has the lead a half length off the far turn. Here comes Absam down the far outside. And 911 Turbo between horses as well. Absam better get to work. 911 Turbo has taken the lead. Here's Absam right alongside. Absam putting a head in front. 911 Turbo has not gone away, though. These two with heads bobbing down to the line. Absam getting up in the final strides to win it by a neck for Joel Rosario. Winner circle for Keeneland's third race, the Man of War Julep Cup. 8 Absam, owned by 3 Diamonds Farm of Kirk Wyckoff, trained by Mike Maker, Joel Rosario, the jockey. Absam, a 4-year-old gelded son of Hardspun, out of Mudrek. And they're off. There goes Sweet Queen Bee between horses. Ollie's Gold is a step quicker, though. One's on the far outside, and Slanch up close now, taking over the third position. Bernadette the Jet comes away in fifth down toward the rail. Let's Take It Izzy moves up 2 spots from sixth on the far outside. Further back, Some Nights between horses travels in the seventh position. And then Stanchion, who is 8th down toward the inside, ready and waiting, is in 9th. Spy a Star, 10th outside of that one. And Super Lucy, last of the 11. Opening quarter went in 23.69 0.02 seconds. Ollie's Gold and Sweet Queen Bee go 1-2 around the far turn. A half length between them. Another length and a half to Bernadette the Jet, who's third behind that pair down toward the inside. Let's Take It Izzy, fourth on the outside, 2 lengths off the lead at the top of the stretch. And then comes Ones out in the center of the track, who's still 5 lengths from the lead. Bernadette the Jet's trying to find an opening toward the inside, but Sweet Queen Bee has taken the lead. Bernadette the Jet in close quarters there, past the 8th pole, just to the inside of Ollie's Gold. Now Bernadette the Jet goes to second, but she's 2 lengths behind Sweet Queen Bee. And Sweet Queen Bee has the lead by 2.5, 3 lengths past the 16th pole. Bernadette the Jet runs second, and that's how they will finish. Sweet Queen Bee to win it for Tyler Gaffalione. Bernadette the Jet circle for Keeneland's 4th race. Number 8, Sweet Queen Bee, owned by Dan Considine, Phil Simms, and Steve Snowden, trained by Phil Simms. Tyler Gaffalione is the jockey. Sweet Queen Bee, a 3-year-old filly by Majestic Perfect. Results official, 8-1-10-4-12, the official results for Keeneland's 4th. And they're off. Editor at Large, away in good order from between horses, strides forward and takes a narrow lead here early on. Editor at Large has company, though, to the inside and to the outside. Stunning Princess from the center of the course. Office Party down toward the inside. There goes Fabricate now, moving up along with Stunning Princess. That pair, they go to the front together. Office Party settles back into third. Editor at Large will also drop back a couple of spots, 1 lane off the rail in fourth, as Arm Candy moves up 1 spot to her outside from fifth. There goes Bullseye Beauty, very wide around the turn. Goes from sixth up into third, just 2 lengths off the lead. And then further back, Lazy Summer Day, a lane off the rail, is in 7th. Runaway Rocket is 8th. Liana is 9th down toward the inside. Viburnum is 10th in between horses. Goat to Go is last of the 11, 22.93 seconds, the time for the opening quarter. Bullseye Beauty moving up on the outside, has the lead a half length midpoint of the back stretch. Stunning Princess second, a length and a half. Fabricate, Arm Candy between horses. Lazy Summer Day 5th on the far outside, 3 lengths off the lead. Editor at Large is in between horses and is running along in the 6th position, nearly 5 from the front, though, as they enter the far turn. Opening half mile, 47.25 seconds. Bullseye Beauty changes lanes down to the inside with the lead, 3/4 of a length. Stunning Princess goes second, a length and a half. Lazy Summer Day and Arm Candy. Now Arm Candy is moved up into third in between horses. Fabricate shuffled back to fourth toward her inside. Editor at Large is still back behind horses, 7 from the front, and Bullseye Beauty is the leader. Editor at Large going to have to go to the inside. Arm Candy to the outside. Stunning Princess between that pair, then Runaway Rocket. Final furlong. Can Editor at Large or Arm Candy catch up with Bullseye Beauty? Stunning Princess is right there as well. Here's Arm Candy right alongside of Bullseye Beauty. Arm Candy and Tyler Gaffalione. Arm Candy up to win at Bullseye Beauty second. Stunning Princess was home third, and then Runaway Rocket. In the winner's circle for Keeneland's 5th race, the Stone Tower, 10 Arm Candy, owned by Bradley Thoroughbreds of Peter Bradley III, Tim and Anna Cameron, and Kurtz Equine Investments of Keith Kurtz, Steve Asmussen Trains. Tyler Gaffalione rides back-to-back winners on the card. Arm Candy, 3-year-old filly by Twirling Candy, out of Chili Fashion by Artie Schiller. Winner bred in Kentucky by Mockmer Hall. Mile and a 16th over the turf, listed good, 1 minute 42.92 seconds. They're off. There goes Market Rumor. Market Rumor takes right out running for the lead, but Stop War is there between horses, and now Stop War takes over the top spot. Moving Moxie to the inside. Market Rumor to the far outside. Moves up in second, a length behind the leader. Moving Moxie a lane off the rail in third. May Dean wrestled back into fourth. There goes Spice is Nice moving by on her outside as the field works its way around the first turn. Stop War, the leader. Stop War leads it by a length and a half. Market Rumor travels along in the second position at a gap of 2 more lengths back to Movie Moxie in third by just ahead. Spice is Nice is now taking third on the outside as they enter the backstretch by ahead, and May Dean behind that pair. Opening quarter went to 24.15 seconds. Stop War, the leader. Stop War leads at a half length. Market Rumor, then Spice is Nice, who travels out in the center of the track in third, just a length and a half off the lead. Moving Moxie down to the inside, May Dean brings up the back of the pack as they work their way over toward the far turn, following an opening half mile in 48.63 seconds. Market Rumor starts to draw alongside of Stop War. Spice is Nice, picking them up third on the far outside. Front three separated by a half length. Market Rumor, the leader. Spice is Nice goes to second midway on the turn. Stop War shuffled back third. Movie Moxie is fourth. Maydeen wide and fifth at the back. The leader is Market Rumor past the quarter pole now to the top of the short stretch. Leading Spice is Nice by a length and a half as they turn for home. Then a gap of 5 to Movie Moxie. Maydeen, Stop War last coming toward the final furlong. And Market Rumor, a stubborn foe with that lead. Spice is Nice is shaken up now by John Velasquez. Starts to draw alongside of Market Rumor, and now Spice is Nice responds and draws clear. Spice is Nice to win it. Market Rumor was home runner-up. Movie Moxie third. Maydeen was across the line in fourth, and Stop War fifth. Ford 5. Spice is Nice, owned by Robert and Lawana Lowe, trained by Todd Pletcher, the jockey John Velasquez. Spice is Nice, a 4-year-old filly by Curlin out of Dame Dorothy by Bernardini, bred in Kentucky by Bobby Flay Thoroughbreds LLC. Keeneland Sales Grad gets the mile and a 16th over the fast main track, 1 minute 43.01 seconds. Keeneland 7. And they're off in the TVG Limestone Turf Sprint. There goes Phantom Vision, Navratilova. That pair from the outside. They come forward in the opening strides. New Boss comes away running in third. Toby's Heart, fourth between horses. Going Good is fifth up on her outside. Break of 2 lengths. Salvaje, sixth between horses. Alda to her outside. And in a jiffy there down toward the rail. Just 4 lengths from the front as they head for the far turn. Back up front it is Phantom Vision against the rail, leading Navratilova by a half length. New Boss is down toward the rail, right against the rail. Now third, a length off the lead. Opening quarter went in 22.35 seconds. Going Good moves up third, but has to angle toward the center of the course. 2.5 lengths off the leader around the far turn. Then Toby's Heart, who's still 5 lengths from the lead. In a jiffy, 7 to make up. Alda Salvaje at the back. They turn for home. Navratilova coming after Phantom Vision. And now New Boss looks for an opening toward the inside. Going Good from the outside. Here comes Toby's Heart. A late run on the extreme outside, but still 2 lengths away. Toby's Heart coming after Going Good. Going Good has the lead a neck ahead. Toby's Heart getting up for Javier Castellano. Circle for Keeneland 7th race, second running of the TVG Limestone Turf Sprint. 7, Toby's Heart, owned by Terry Hamilton, Brian Lynch, and Gary Barber, trained by Brian Lynch. Javier Castellano, the jockey. Toby's Heart, a 3-year-old filly by Jack Milton. Out of pick of the pack by Lil's Lad, bred in Kentucky by Trackside Farms Incorporated. Time 1 minute 2.29 seconds, a stakes record. And they're off. My Man Flintstone, quick into stride. King Snake is there up toward the far outside, and Growl Tiger between that pair. Growl Tiger and King Snake go at it for the top spot. Here's Gozilla. Gozilla moves up down toward the inside, third to second, now within a neck of the leader. It is Growl Tiger outward from the rail, leading at 3/4 of a length. Gozilla backs off a bit into the second spot, 3/4 of a length. King Snake is third. Wild Behavior, far outside, is in fourth. And then My Man Flintstone is fifth down toward the inside, 3 lengths off the lead. Answer In is going to be wide to the far turn and 6, nearly 5 lengths from the front. Schmoozen and Aloha West side by side at the back, 22.12 seconds. The time for the opening quarter. Growl Tiger against the rail now, leading it by just a length and a half around the far turn. Wild Behavior second ahead, just to the outside of Gozilla, who's third, still looking toward the inside. King Snake, then Answer In. King Snake and Answer In have to go wide, and My Man Flintstone's looking for an opening down toward the inside. They're all trying to catch Growl Tiger. Answer In, King Snake from the outside. My Man Flintstone up the rail. My Man Flintstone trying to find an opening, sneaking on through now, but Answer In's coming with King Snake on the outside. My Man Flintstone, King Snake, Answer In. My Man Flintstone, Answer In from the outside. Late run Aloha West. King Snake fights on. Aloha West coming after Answer In. Here's the line. Photo for the win, 3-way photo. You've got Answer In there. You had Aloha West coming on the outside. In the winner's circle for Keeneland's 8th race, the Crestwood 5, Answer In, owned by Robert LaPinta and Madaket Stables of Salcuma. And they're off in the Maker's Mark Mile. There goes Get Smokin'. Get Smoking right out for the lead. Some Like It Hot Brown comes away with him right there toward the outside. Flying Scotsman moving up in the opening strides. A three-way shuffle for the top spot as they head down into the first turn. Field Pass stays outward from the rail in fourth. Raging Bull hugs the rail in the fifth position. Dalrain sixth on the outside of that one. Hit the Road is seventh. Sacred Life is eighth. And Ride a Comet last of the nine as they exit the first turn and hit the backstretch. 22.47 seconds for the opening quarter. Some Like It Hot Brown tries to draw alongside of Get Smokin'. They're on even terms up the backstretch. Flying Scotsman joins them far outside in third, a half length separating those top three. Break of nearly 3 more lengths then back to Field Pass, who is in fourth position by 2. Raging Bull is fifth. Dalrain sixth on the outside, 2 more lengths back to Hit the Road. And then Sacred Life on the outside of that one, 45.65 seconds for the opening half mile. Ride a Comet last as they move on to the far turn. Get Smokin' has the lead by just a neck. Some Like It Hot Brown still there in second. Flying Scotsman has lost contact with that pair, drops through the field. Here comes Raging Bull, and here comes Field Pass. Raging Bull swings off the rail. Field Pass will try to go with that one. Dalrain behind them. Sacred Life is trying to move out toward the center of the course. Still 5 lengths from the lead. Ride a Comet's going to be coming late on the grandstand side. Raging Bull the leader. Final furlong, Maker's Mark mile. Ride a Comet far outside. Raging Bull has the lead. Hit the Road comes up the inside. Raging Bull is in front. Ride a Comet, Sacred Life. Raging Bull in front by 2. Ride a Comet second down to the wire. Raging Bull and Irad Ortiz Jr. to win the Maker's Mark mile. Official winner of Keeneland's 9th and featured race, 33rd running of the Maker's Mark mile, grade 1. Number 8, Raging Bull. The winner owned by Peter Brandt, trained by Chad Brown. The winning jockey, Irad Ortiz Jr. Raging Bull, a 6-year-old son of Dark Angel out of Rosa Bonheur by and they're off. There goes Fine Cotton, Musical Cat between horses, Front Street down toward the inside. These three with early speed. Fine Cotton has the early advantage. Fine Cotton slides down next to the rail, leads the early going here by 3/4 of a length. Musical Cat goes second up on the outside. Modine toward the center of the track is third. Front Street is fourth. Caramel Swirl fifth on the extreme outside, 3 lengths from the front. Froze All Day is in behind horses in the 6th position. And then Flores up on the outside of that one from 7th. Red Hot and Blue last of the 8th as they go to the far turn. Opening quarter, 23.36 seconds. Fine Cotton is the leader. Musical Cat is alongside. And next separate the top 2 around the far turn. Modine third on the outside. Caramel Swirl is fourth out in the center of the racetrack. Moving up now to challenge for third within 2 lengths of the lead. Front Street hugs the rail, looks for an opening down toward the inside. Then Flores comes next. Froze All Day and Red Hot and Blue. Here's Caramel Swirl, top of the stretch, swinging to the center of the track to take the lead off the far turn. And Fine Cotton tries to respond, but second. Musical Cat is in third. Modine is fourth. Front Street had to change lanes to the outside. 5th to 4th to 3rd, but 5 lengths, 6 lengths behind Caramel Swirl, who's past the 8th pole and headed for the 16th pole. And now headed for the winner's circle. Caramel Swirl in front for Junior Alvarado by a widening 8-length margin. Caramel Swirl much the better. It's a riding double today for Junior Alvarado, the winner of race 10, the tailor-made number 9, Caramel Swirl. Owned and bred in Kentucky by Godolphin of Mohammed Al Maktoum and others, trained by Bill Mott. 2 wins today for Junior Alvarado. Caramel Good afternoon. Welcome to Keeneland Racecourse, where the main track is listed wet fast. The turf is listed good. The temporary rail is down today for the turf racing. Time now for a look at the program changes beginning in the first race. First race starts the first of the day is rolling doubles and pick threes. It also kicks off the early pick five. Please note, contrary to the program, number 5, Get Hammered, is a gelding. Contrary to the program, number 5, Get Hammered, is a gelding. Second race, double, pick 3, early pick 4 wagering. Scratch number 3, Ravinio, and scratch number 4, Tez. Scratch 3, Ravinio, and scratch 4, Tez. As a result of those scratches, no super high 5 wager on that second race. Jockey change on the 6, American Joy, Mario Gutierrez. 6, American Joy, Mario Gutierrez. Third race, scratch the 2, Stone Castle. Scratch the 2, Stone Castle. Carryover for the Toyota Jackpot Super High 5, $12,888. Fourth event has no changes at this time. Race 5, scratch number 8, Count Your Pennies. Also scratch 13, Adara. Scratch 8, Count Your Pennies, and scratch 13, Adara. Please note that contrary to the program, King Zion, number 6, is a gelding. Contrary to the program, King Zion, number 6, is a gelding. Sixth race. It's where the pick 6 begins. No carryover for the pick 6. In that sixth event, scratch part of entry number 1, Norin. Also scratch 3, Army Scout, and scratch 4, Blue Jays. Again, scratch part of entry number 1, Norin. Also scratch 3, Army Scout, and scratch 4, Blue Jays. As a result of those scratches, no super high 5 wager on the sixth race. Race 7, the Ben Ally Stakes. That will begin the $300,000 guaranteed all stakes. Pick 4 also kicks off the late pick 5. No changes in that seventh race. Eighth race, the Giants Causeway. That begins the late pick 4. There are no changes in race 8. Race 9, the Stone Street Lexington, scratch number 8, Ultimate Badger. Scratch number 8, Ultimate Badger. The 10th race, the Grade 1 Coolmore Jenny Wiley. No changes in that 10th event. 11th and final race, scratch number 1, Mr. Annoying. Again, scratch number 1, Mr. Annoying. And please note, contrary to the program, number 8, Private Network, is a Ridgeling. 8, Private Network is a Ridgeling. Those are the current program changes. Time now to check in with Scott Hazelton and Gabby Gaudette.
A very happy Saturday to you, Kurt Becker, and for those of you joining us here on site at Keeneland Racecourse, and for those of you joining us at home, Gabby, we've got a big day, 11 race card, 3 pick 4 opportunities, a couple of pick 5s, and the Grade 1 Coolmore Jenny Wiley as the feature.
It's a Grade 1 type of Saturday right here at Keeneland. And yes, we do start things with the Grade 1 Coolmore Jenny Wiley a little bit later today. And in the field, we'll see Chad Brown. He sends out 2 horses. He's won this race 4 times in the past,
including the last 3 renewals of the Grade 1 Coolmore Jenny Wiley. But he is not sending out the morning line favorite. That is instead Mike Stidham for Godolphin with Michelin, a filly by Bernardini, who we have seen make her 4-year-old debut, and it was a successful one down at Tampa Bay.
Wonderful job of preparing her to win last time out, but she's going to have to catch the speed of the 3 Juliet Foxtrot, Scott, who looks to be the controlling speed in the race.
Let's back it up to race number 9. This is the Grade 3 Stone Street Lexington, and one of the better groups that we have seen in recent years. Proxy looking to accumulate some more Kentucky Derby points. He, in fact, is a half-brother to Michelin, the favorite for the Grade 1 Coolmore Jenny Wiley. We've seen his consistency surface down at the fairgrounds as he went through their 3-year-old series.
And he finished second in the Grade 2 Risen Star. He came back to finish a 4th in the Grade 2 Louisiana Derby. So he's been close, but he hasn't quite been able to accomplish his first graded stakes when he is 6-5 to get the job done today. But looking at some other horses, Bezos ships in for trainer Bob Baffert. Son of Empire Maker looks like he'll improve with the added distance. And then 2 quick horses towards the inside. I think a lot of focus will be on the 2 Swiftsure, who is currently undefeated, albeit in sprint races for Steve Asmussen.
The 7th race, the Grade 3 Ben Ally for 4 and up at 1 1/8 on the wet fast main track for the time being. Night Ops, even money on the morning line, a 6-time winner from 20 starts, and comes off of a couple of thirds behind a nice horse, Silver State, down at Oaklawn.
Sometimes, though, he needs the right type of setup, and in this smaller field of 5, he could have a tough time navigating the right type of trip. The 1, Beau Luminary, I think is interesting. Speed to the rail, and the 4, Sprawl, and his second start off the layoff.
And we'll also take a look at the Giants Causeway Stakes. Fillies and mares sprinting on the turf course at 5.5 furlongs. This 8th race does, in fact, start the official late pick 4. We'll talk about all stakes pick 4 in just a second. But Intimistic returns to Keeneland, a filly, now mare, that we've seen run some big races here in the past.
She's a multiple stakes winner. She almost won the Grade 3 Buffalo Trace Franklin County, beating multiple Grade 1 winner Got Stormy last season. She has signed on as the favorite, but the 3 LZ beat her last time out on the main track. We'll see what happens with her. And we also have Jakarta way to the outside as co-second choice at 7-2.
So again, this race, race number 8, the Giants Causeway Stakes, starts the late pick 4. But one race prior, race number 7, that begins the all stakes pick 4, and that's where the guarantee comes today. Guaranteed at $300,000. It will end with the Grade 1 Coolmore Jenny Wiley, and it is presented by TVG. So plenty of multi-race exotic opportunities today on this Saturday. We look forward to getting it underway, and we'll do so in just 17 minutes. "17 minutes now away from the opener. 40,000 claimers begin the afternoon. This is a group of 3 and up, which have not won 3 or 3-year-olds. 6.5 the distance. Get Hammered is 9-5 right now. This is the gelding by Stay Thirsty for Larry Ravelli, who hasn't been seen in over a year, but his races prior were quick. Ravelli is as good as any in getting speed into a horse, and he ran against some tough customers, including horses like Manny Wah in that stakes race back in 2019. He only started once last season. It was not a good one, but he comes off this year layoff, and Ravelli is put up numbers in the extended layoffs that I don't know that I've seen a trainer be able to put up these kinds of numbers. 35% off of 3-month-plus layoffs is what Larry Ravelli runners win at. And so this gelding, if he's ready to go, I don't think he would come here if he wasn't ready to go, as he's been training over at Hawthorne Racecourse, or up at Hawthorne Racecourse. I think they would have stayed there. You've got to respect Larry Ravelli opting to come down here to Keeneland, where he knows things are going to be tougher. So I'll go with Get Hammered off the long layoff. Artemis City Limits, the number 4 horse. Here is a Wesley Ward runner with our man Martin Pedroza in the saddle. Just a couple of days back, off of a 2-year layoff, he was able to win with a first-time starter drawn on the rail. Martin is so good with these horses coming away from the starting gate. Here's a gelding that's only raced once on a main track, dirt main track, and that was a wet, fast surface. Keep that in mind. Take a look at that 28th of June effort at Churchill Downs. He was a winner by a length and a quarter. He gets a wet, fast surface to work with here today. You have to respect Artemis City Limits in the opener. And then I'll go to the rail horse, City Drifter for Phil Sims, a colt by Temple City, who's been working here at Keeneland. We saw Phil Sims with a horse who had been racing at Turfway Park and come here to Keeneland yesterday to race on the main track for the first time, win. So City Drifter is going to have to come around horses or work out a trip down on the inside and split horses, but he should be running on late here today. I like him as my third choice at a price of 11-1.
All right, Scott. I actually did not. I used him in third. Your 9-5 favorite right now. In the 5, Get Hammered, but I opted for a little bit better of a price in the 3, Best of Greeley. The way I saw this race was that there were a lot of class droppers, and I wanted a horse that at least had some recent form. Now, I know he didn't run that well last time out, but if you have watched or handicapped those allowance races at Oaklawn over the course of the past couple of months, they are tough. Big fields, really strong groups, and I just think he was outclassed, 58-1 in that event. And now he drops back down to a reasonable level for trainer Johnny Ortiz. He has that, and on top of that, that was his first race in about a year. His race prior to that was March of 2020. So he probably needed the race, and this, in my opinion, is a massive drop in class for this horse. The 4, Artemis City Limits. Yes, you have to use a horse like this. His lone dirt race, as Scott mentioned, was on a wet fast track in which he won, and it was by far his best race on form with a 91 Beyer speed figure. However, that race was only a 6-horse field, and it was carded for the turf. It came off, and it came up to be a pretty easy group. So it's a question of class, but I think he should love the conditions of the surface here today. And then finally, this 5, Get Hammered, will be the 3rd selection for me. I'm not worried about the layoff. We have seen Larry Ravelli be able to prepare his horses very, very well off of extended layoffs, as this horse is coming in off of a layoff since January of 2020. So it's been quite some time. That's not the concern for me. It's the distance. I'm just not sure, even if he had one race underneath of his belt, that he could get 6.5 furlongs. On top of that, we know what Martin Pedroza does. We know what his MO is. And I think he's probably going to send the 4, and he could hook up on the front end with the 5, Get Hammered. And I don't know if he has that stamina in order to get 6.5 furlongs. But he does look great off the layoff for Larry Ravelli. He's fast. And Irad Ortiz will try to make the lead under him here today. I just think it's going to set up for a horse that'll be sitting in that stalking position. Saddles are on, riders are out, about to be legged up here for today's opener, 12 minutes out. Main track is listed as wet fast. Good luck.
Horses are entering the track for Keeneland's first race. 3-year-olds and up, a $40,000 claiming prize, 6.5 furlongs over the main track. Listed wet fast. Main track listed wet fast. The turf listed good. No scratches, no jockey changes in the first race. A reminder, contrary to the program, the 5 Get Hammered is a gelding. Double and pick 3 wagering start of the early pick 5, 8 minutes to post.
Seven minutes away from the opener here at Keeneland Racecourse. Don't forget, this race does start the early pick 5 on this Saturday card. Artemis City Limits is where we begin. A gelding by Temple City, who's got some size to him.
He does, and he looked sharp today for trainer Wesley Ward coming on off the freshening. We last saw him in December at Turfway, but we know that he can handle conditions that he gets today, this wet, fast track. And just judging by his behavior this afternoon, I think he's going to show speed, especially with the presence of Martin Pedroza. And I don't know if that's a good thing, Scott, because just to his outside, the 5 Get Hammered, he looks fast.
And his conditioner, Larry Ravelli, just texted me and said he is ready to go. Here's a horse that has been training down at Gulfstream Park. He put in some fast half-mile workouts. He worked out of the gate a couple of times up at Hawthorne in Chicago. And as I said before, I don't see them shipping all the way down here just to try to pick up a check. I think you send a horse here to win at Keeneland. That's what they're aiming to do clearly. And off the year layoff, you just got to trust Larry Ravelli, who I said before, he's one of the best when it comes to getting a horse ready off of a long layoff.
Look at how strong he is in his hindquarters, and that's where all of his power comes from. That's where his engine is, and he just looks like a very strong sprinter. So we could see a scenario, though, Scott, where these two hook up on the front end, the 4 and the 5. I personally think the 5 Get Hammered's a quicker horse, but when you are talking about Martin Pedroza and his presence on the 4, he's got to be sent out of the gate. One more horse, the 6 Grove Daddy. I just wanted to point this horse out because you could see 4 starts back, Neil Pessin decided to put the blinkers on him. And because he's a dark horse and he has black blinkers on, you can really see that extension blinker on his outside. And I think he's a horse that's just had a tendency to kind of lug out before in the afternoon. But Neil Pessin seems like he's got him right where he wants him and has figured him out. Maybe he's a horse that could close into a fast pace.
And he's by Candy Ride. I know he's got one start on the sloppy track at the fairgrounds back last season at the beginning of 2020, but Candy Ride and his runners on and off track, one of the better ones in recent memory and recent history in this game of thoroughbred racing. If you see Candy Ride surface today, you've got to pay attention to it on this main track, which is wet fast. 4 minutes away from the opener, where the 5 horse Get Hammered is the 3-2 favorite.
Horses have reached the starting gate for Keeneland's first race, start of the early pick 5. Main track listed wet fast, turf listed good. They are at the post. And they're off. Very awkward beginning there for Smart Time, who drops out to the back of the pack several lengths. Up front, Get Hammered comes out running for the early lead. Best of Greeley has speed to the inside of that one. That pair goes to the front from City Drifter. Artima City Limits up on the outside, now taking third by a neck. A break of 7 more lengths then back to Grove Daddy, and a margin of nearly 10 more behind that one back to Smart Time, who's the distant trailer, as the leader is Get Hammered after an opening quarter, 22.39 seconds. Get Hammered, the leader. Artima City Limits moves up into second, just off the leader's flank to the outside. Best of Greeley gets the shuffle back to third a length. City Drifter looks to the outside in fourth. A gap of 7 more back to Grove Daddy. Still a long way back to Smart Time last. Midway on the far turn, Get Hammered. Artima City Limits 1-2, separated by less than 1 length to the top of the stretch. Another length and a half then back to Best of Greeley. City Drifter and Grove Daddy, they turn for home. Get Hammered, the leader. Artima City Limits is there up on the outside and starts to draw alongside the leader. Best of Greeley tries to join them third, still 2 lengths away, but moving up on the outside. Artima City Limits puts ahead in front. Best of Greeley takes a run at him from the outside. Here's Best of Greeley up to take the lead in deep stretch from Artima City Limits. Grove Daddy to third. It is Best of Greeley, Luis Saez, to win the opener at Keeneland. Artima City Limits was home second. Grove Daddy was third, and then Smart Time fourth.
A quick pace early on, going 6.5 furlongs, allows for this one to come over the top. That is Best of Greeley, the number 3 horse, 6-1. Saez continues to roll here at Keeneland Spring.
Now, the 5 was a little bit quicker than the 4 coming out of the gate, but this was a perfect setup, patient ride today, sitting behind the pace, and he was in the catbird seat, as we like to call it. He gets the victory, splashing home to victory under the stretch. It looks like 3, 4, and the 6, Grove Daddy closing for third.
Unofficial results of Keeneland's first race. 3, Best of Greeley finished first. 4, Artima City Limits was second. 6, Grove Daddy third. 2, Smart Time was fourth. 3, 4, 6, 2 unofficial. In the winner's circle for Keeneland's first race, 3 Best of Greeley. The winner owned and bred in Kentucky by the Millard R. Selden Revocable Trust of Scott Selden, trained by John Ortiz. Luis Saez, the jockey. Best of Greeley, 6-year-old gelded son of Greeley's Conquest out of Golden Striker by Langfuhr. 6.5 furlongs over the wet, fast main track, 1 minute 17.16 seconds. Results of the first race official, 3-4-6-2, the official results.